Hi, this is Flair from BloodCraft. I'm going to talk through the Heigan the Unclean Tactics, the second boss in the Plague Quarter of Naxx. So, the first thing you'll notice is that all ranged DPS and healers are stood on this platform. This is the platform that Heigan himself is on as the fighting begins. He's on the left-hand side of the room as you enter. So as soon as the tank pulls Heigan, all ranged DPS and healers need to run on here. The reason for this is that Heigan does an aura around him, first of all, that reduces spellcasting speed by 400%, which is pretty much going to cripple any healer, particularly if they're not rolling heal over times and instant heals. It's not so bad for druid healers, but certainly for caster DPS and most other kinds of healers, it's a pain. The second reason is that you can see the room is filling up with lots of lava, and you want as few people to be running around it as possible. Melee and tanks, though, they're going to be running around in a pattern very similar to how I'm going to show you in Phase 2. So Phase 1 is very much all casters and healers on this platform, melee and tanks running around with Heigan, doing what we call the Heigan dance. I'm about to show you the Heigan dance in a second because he's about to teleport onto the platform for Phase 2. There he is. Okay, so Phase 2. We all run off the platform. Heigan's come onto the platform, he's doing an AoE there that's going to pretty much kill anyone that's still on it after a couple of seconds. You can't heal through it, don't try. So we're running now on the main floor. You can see that we're basically just trying to avoid this green goo. The green goo, depending on where you are in it, will either do a little bit of damage or kill you. If you're in the middle of it, it will kill you. I don't care if you're a tank, a healer, whatever, that will kill you. Being on the edge of it, just being clipped by it, it will do probably about a quarter of your health in damage. So how do we avoid it? Well, you can see that I'm stood here, looking where the lava comes up, running to it, waiting for the next bit of lava. I've turned around, there it is, running to it, waiting, next bit, running to it, waiting. It's called the safety dance, the Heigan dance, whatever you want to call it. It's just that. You just got to run to the first bit of lava, wait for the next bit to go up, run to it, and run back. Heigan will then eventually run off the platform after a good little while, and we begin back at Phase 1. So I'm standing quite far away from him. I think the range for his 400% casting decrease is about 25, maybe 30 yards in 10 man, and add an extra 5 yards for 25 man. So you need to stay far away from him. The tank does need to be a little bit far away from the platform if he can be. Obviously, you need to stay in range if you can. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. Just a couple of other things to note. The first thing is that Heigan himself doesn't hit hard, but he will put a disease on players, and particularly those casters that are running back from Phase 2 onto the platform. They will get affected by this disease. It's going to start eating your health away, so you just need to be conscious of the fact that you've got it. If you've got someone that can clear disease, please make sure that you're taking it off your healers and your other DPS casters as soon as possible. Nothing more frustrating than dying on the platform. The second thing is that you really should be only looking after yourself in Phase 2. Don't worry about anyone else. Don't heal. Don't DPS. Don't try and take down Heigan. It's not worth it. The key here is endurance. There's no enrage on this fight. I've done it before with 3 people left after he was at 90% health. It took us nearly 20 minutes. I think my record length is 17.5 minutes on this encounter. We did it. It wasn't fun. I had to blow through a mana pot, God knows how many innovates, but we got there. So hopefully, you know, in this case we had 9 people left. If you have 10, you get an achievement, because that's all it is. It's about surviving this Phase 2. You'll notice that I'm being a bit cheeky and DPSing between some of these gaps. That's only because I'm comfortable with this whole fight. I recommend that if you've not done it before, or if you're still a bit uncomfortable, don't DPS. Just focus on keeping yourself alive. Same with healers. Don't heal anyone. If people get hit by the green goo, to be honest, that's their fault. They're going to die on the next wave anyway. Save your mana. Let the spirit regen during this Phase 2. Get you back up to 90, 100%, so you can really start blasting away your heals in this phase. Don't bother about DPS or healing in Phase 2, particularly if you're not rolling instant casts. You know, for a priest doing renew or a druid doing one of his many instant heals, it's not too bad. But if you take your eye off the ball for 1 second or forget the order of where you need to run, you're going to die, and as a healer that is going to hurt your raid far, far more than you just healing one person that couldn't move out of the goo in time. If you've got people in your raid that have slower computers or have bad internet connections, they're really going to suffer this fight. Don't give them a hard time. You know, if they get hit every time and it's just their internet connection or just their computer, forgive them, be nice, be kind. They can't help it. As I say, you can 3-man this fight. It's probably the only fight in Naxx that can be 3-manned. Don't try and 3-man it though. Do try and do it properly. That's pretty much it. Any comments or questions, please feel free to ask here in the forums, and you can see he's dead now.